Just 2 more videos to wrap up BT10 set review, and today's episode looks at purple cards. Purple gets a lot of new support here, but for standalone new decks, there isn't much. The majority of these cards definitely help improving existing decks. And as always, if you enjoy these types of videos, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. Tokomon is now a purple egg, shifting over to the dark side. Opponent's turn when this Digivolution card is trashed by an effect, draw 1 card. Weird. I have nothing to say about this, consider I don't know what cards actually interact with this on an opponent's turn. Let's keep moving. For level 3s, there's Gazimon, Soundbirdmon, and Choo-Choo-Mon. Gazimon adds another beautiful target to Gazimon X Antibody as another Digivolution option. Its inheritable gives the Digimon above it all turns retaliation if you have 10 or more cards in the trash. And with Gazimon X Antibody, that just makes it easier. Bottom line, this makes Musketeers a bigger threat by making your Eisbon Scatter modes retaliators, especially if they're just jamming into the security. Moving to Soundbirdmon, this Digimon has yet again a when attacking effect, but this time you may place a purple Digimon card from your hand under one of your Tamers and draw a card. On deletion, save. Place it under one of your Tamers as its bottom Digivolution card. As for its inheritable, when a Digivolution card is trashed by an effect, gain 1 memory. I'm starting to slowly see where this is going, but I'm going to need more time before I make a judgment. Choo-Choo-Mon is the last level 3 that lets you reveal the top 4 cards from the top of your deck. Add 1 Digimon with Bagra Army in its traits, and 1 Yu Amano to your hand. Then you place the remaining cards to the bottom. Like Soundbirdmon, save. As for the inheritable, when this Digimon card is trashed by an effect, gain 1 memory. Again, there are a lot of card effects right now that only trigger when a Digivolution card is trashed by an effect. Where is this boss monster? Moving to level 4s, there's Quetzalmon, Damemon, Troopmon, Mad Leomon, and Ghoulless Gamamon. My goodness, why does purple have so many level 4s? First off, the most disappointing armored Digimon in the Digimon trading card game, Quetzalmon. And it's not because of its stat line or its cheap on-play cost or even the fact that it has Armor Purge. It's because it doesn't get a special Digivolve text from Wormmon. Come on Bandai, be consistent. For sealed, 10 out of 10. Otherwise, I don't expect to see this played much. Damemon has an on-play and when Digivolving effect that lets you play Yu Amano if you don't have one in play. On deletion, save. Not surprising considering a lot of the other colors have ways to cheat out their Tamer, or Digimon. Troopmon gets a second printing with once per turn when your opponent plays a Digimon or Tamer, by trashing one of this Digimon's Digivolution cards, gain 1 memory. I'm starting to see how the gain memory trash effects can be utilized. Unfortunately, this card does not pair well with the old Troopmon from BT5, considering you lose the advantage of having sources underneath your Digimon. But if you're going for fast chip damage, this isn't a bad idea in terms of synergy. This Digimon also gains you memory when this Digivolution card is trashed via card effects. Mad Leomon is where Wall of Text returns, where on your opponent's turn, once per turn you can force your opponent to trash cards when the number of cards in their hand increases by card effects by trashing one of this Digimon's Digivolution sources. Meaning if you trash a card, you make them trash the number of cards they just drew. And as always, on deletion save. You can Digicross this with any Digimon with Bagra Army in its traits to reduce the cost by 2, effectively making it a 3 cost on-play body. And this Digimon's inheritable is also the same as every other Bagra Army Digimon. Overall, I think Mad Leomon is interesting for hand control, but I also see a lot of glaring issues with the Bagra Army Digimon. Now leaving the Bagra Army for a bit, the last level 4 is Ghoulless Gamamon. I briefly covered this Digimon in the BT10 Breakdown Red video in conjunction with Kanoweismon. This Digimon has retaliation while you have a card with Gamamon in its name. Additionally, when this Digimon is deleted, you may play 1 Gamamon from your trash suspended without paying its memory cost. Remember, Kanoweismon gains all effects of the cards with Gamamon in its name, including this one. Moving to level 5s, there's Sendiramon, Scobaluchimon, and Balmon. Sendiramon is another vanilla Deva and is actually fairly good in sealed. It's an equivalent of Groundramon but in a purple color. But again, why are all the Devas making appearances but not actually supporting their sovereign? Scoballucimon has a wide variety of interesting effects. When you trash this card using one of your own effects during your turn, you may Digivolve one of your purple Digimon with Undead or Dark Animal in its traits from your hand for its Digivolution cost. This adds additional support for Dracmon and Sanglutmon that could be viable. But its secondary effect becomes, on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of your opponent's next turn if it's Digivolving from the trash. I.e., it's basically an Omnimon Zwart defeat. I have questions though, Bandai. Why is this X antibody? Couldn't you have made this black-purple instead for working with Dex Doru Greymon, considering you just shafted them by limiting Doru Greymon? Whatever. Lastly, Balmon. When attacking, you may trash up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. On deletion, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may play one Beelzemon from your trash without paying its memory cost. Fascinating effects. I do think Balmon should have had more of a trashing effect to go with the existing Beelzemon motif. But I'll get what I can get. But when it's deleted, you can play one Beelzemon for free from your trash? That's a lot of value. This could work well with cards like Dead or Alive. But I still like Lucemon Chaos Mode as the primary target, considering this Digimon deletes Tamers. Moving to level 6s, there's Beelzemon, Minervamon, and Tactimon. Beelzemon makes another appearance, this time with an on-player when Digivolving effect that lets you trash the top 3 cards of your deck. Then for every 10 cards in your trash, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Its inheritable gives the most bang for your buck, gaining 1 memory for every 10 cards in your trash. This Digimon can potentially make Beelzemon Blast Mode for free, and while it does have Cross Hearts in its traits, I see very limited application with the Cross Heart deck, and instead think its primary home will be in Beelzemon. Minervamon also appears with the standard stat of 12 memory on play cost, 3 to Digivolve into from a level 5, and 11,000 DP. First up, Retaliation, a standard effect for purple Digimon. But on your opponent's turn when they play a Digimon, you may play one purple level 4 or lower Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. On play effects don't activate. Its on deletion effect allows you to play one level 5 or lower purple Digimon if your opponent has 2 or less Digimon, or one Mervamon from your trash without paying its memory cost. Psst, we don't have Mervamon yet, that's in BT11, but the opponent's turn effect is very strong. Purple is one of few colors that has both memory blockers and memory reducing blockers, the other color set being blue. Because of this, you can have flexible matchups where you can pluck that specific Digimon back before they go into their big on-play plays. Gazimon targets Digimon like Darkdramon and Machinedramon, while Psychmon targets Death Xmon and a lot of Cross-Heart Digimon. And last but not least, Tactimon. This Digimon actually does more tactical things this time with Digimon in this set, instead of solo everything. This Digimon commands the lower Digimon to be blockers. Downside, the effect to play up to 2 level 4 or lower Digimon with Bagra Army in their traits is an on-play cost. But on the bright side, they get blocker. Opponent's turn. When another Digimon's Digivolution card would be trashed by an effect, you may trash this Digimon's Digivolution cards instead. I'm not going to lie, I like nothing about this card. First, the on-play cost, and the fact that you don't have ways to put cards under it to use the effect, meaning you're picking one or the other. In a sealed setting, it could be useful, but only if you pull a lot of Bagra Army related cards. But maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe I haven't discussed it yet. Yua Mono is a 3-cost purple Tamer that all turns, once per turn when a purple card is placed under a Tamer, draw 1 card, and gain 1 memory. On your turn, once per turn, when you play a level 4 or higher Digimon with Bagra Army in its traits by placing up to 3 purple Digimon cards from under this Tamer under that Digimon's Digivolution cards, reduce the play cost of that Digimon by 2 for each card placed. Oh. So it's possible to make your Mad Leomons for free, or even Tactimon into a 7-cost on-play body. Still a little gimmicky for my taste, and there's also a huge counterplay now of not just Psychmon, but Solarmon and Chikurimon as well. For option cards, there's Buzzing Fist, which lets you reveal 3 cards from the top of the deck. Add 1 card with Bagra Army and its traits, and then you trash the rest. Then you may place 1 card with Bagra Army and its traits from your trash under one of your Tamers. Security, play 1 U, a mono from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. Then add this card to your hand. Buzzing Fist gives a lot of value to your Bagra Army deck, assisting with the setup and playing your Tamers. The last and final card for this set review is Death the Cannon. For 8 memory, delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. Add 1 to the maximum level of this Digimon if you have 10 or more cards in the trash. If this card is trashed from the deck, return it to the hand. Security, activate the effect. I feel disappointed with this card because the trash mechanic is present, but adding it back to only have to pay 8 memory feels a lot. Especially since Deathslinger can accomplish the same thing over time. But for general removal in the BT10 sealed, it's a decent card to use. With purple cards, I have a lot of mixed feelings about these cards, especially since there are counter strategies to what they want to do. Gain memory, memory blockers. On-play and reduction costs, memory reducing blockers. What are your thoughts on purple? Next time, the white and multicolored cards of BT10. This is Digi-Panda, logging out.